A breast cancer diagnosis can bring a mixture of emotions, including depression and anxiety.
In today's Your Health First, PJ Walker shares the story of a survivor who not only had to fight physically, but mentally as well.
The doctors told me there was nothing I could have done differently.
Dusty Zimmerman says she's a stickler about her health, eating healthy foods, exercising, and staying on top of health screenings, which pushed her to get a mammogram at the age of 40.
So I had already had my mammogram scheduled at that time, and everything turned out just fine. But I do a lot of reading to, make sure that I'm up on all kinds of different topics. And I had read a magazine article that indicated a symptom that I had never heard of before, which was some dimpling.
A couple of months after her first mammogram, she noticed that same symptom she casually read about. Zimmerman says she didn't feel a lump in her breast, and neither did her doctor. But after a second screening,
the next thing I know, he's calling and saying, it is cancer, and I think he was as surprised as anyone.
Not only was she dealing with a new cancer diagnosis, but all anxiety that comes along with it. The National Cancer Institute says 1 in 3 people with cancer experience mental or emotional distress. It's most common in breast cancer.
The mental health is a little trickier because everybody does that from their own perspective and has a lot of different life things that are guiding that mental health.
Not to mention the fear that the cancer could come back.
Before that, if something's wrong, you think, oh, well, maybe it's something serious, and then it never is, until it is. And so you kind of live your life a little bit differently afterwards.
Dusty says the support of her family and her friends and her faith got her to where she is today, 3 years cancer-free.
It does feel really good to know that the journey really had a purpose, and hopefully I'm able to share, for the rest of my life about it and help other people make sense of things that sometimes don't make sense.
Reporting in Minot for KX News, I am PJ Walker.
Zimmerman says knowing those unfamiliar symptoms as well as early detection are important, as well as talking to someone while dealing with cancer, like a therapist or a support group.
And we have a list of resources on kxnet.com.